Hi, this is Winn Claybaugh. Welcome to my Best of Masters audio blog. For over 20 years, I have interviewed hundreds of the most successful leaders in and out of the beauty industry for Masters Audio Club. Next up is one of my favorite clips. Listen, learn, and enjoy.
You know, ovarian cancer is the deadliest gynecologic disease. It's very rare, but it's very, very, very deadly. And so for women who carry this BRCA gene, the breast cancer gene, people think often that it's just the breast cancer. When, you know, the recommendations, we don't have a good screening tool for ovarian cancer. The recommendations are, you know, get your ovaries out at 35, 40 at the latest, which is menopause, right? Mm-hmm. Throwing yourself in there. The only part of my story that I would add that I just recently started talking about a year ago is I, once again, was inching towards the big 3-0. And I started to once again find myself saying, oh gosh, like I'm single. I've poured my heart and soul into growing this organization. Like my ovaries have to come out in 5 years. Like I really want to be a mom one day. What does that mean? And so I actually made the decision to freeze my eggs.
At what age?
At 30. Very ironic and also I think quite beautiful. The exact same week I was choosing to freeze my eggs, my now fiance was getting a consultation for a vasectomy because he actually is a widower. He lost his wife to breast cancer at the age of 30. I'm sorry, she died at 42. She was diagnosed at 35. And he had 3 kids and he was like, you know, and he decided to postpone it because he wanted to run another marathon. He's one of those ridiculously overachieving, I'm gonna do everything in my life to the extreme in a great way. And so we look back on that. I will tell you that was a powerful decision as well. That chance to say, like, I'm not going to just settle. I'm going to take my own fertility into my own hands. And I think it's something that is just all this medical technology advances married with like the ability for women to make a decision for good. Like it blows my mind. I think it's so awesome how many opportunities we have to take control of our lives and do things on our own terms.
Do you still feel kind of vulnerable or exposed in telling your story over and over and over again? Because that's obviously it's your story that drives Bright Pink and the mission and the purpose. Do you feel kind of vulnerable?
Well, I think this is such a cool format to be able to actually tell the story, right? Usually I have like 5 sentences and I have to boil down like really complicated issues into like very, very compact sound bites. And to have a chance to like really like get in there with it is actually really refreshing. I will say the one thing as you were just saying that it made me think is it's crazy how I thought the story kind of stopped when I had the mastectomy. It was like, oh yeah, like I conquered breast cancer. And yet, you know, obviously making the decision to freeze my eggs, meeting my fiance, he has 3 kids that are 11, 14, and 17 that may or may not carry this gene as well, right? And as we embark on kind of more kids and family, and what does that mean for them? And also just this fact that like my ovaries are going to come out in a couple of years. So I feel like that's the part that is so cool is that, and it's about all of our lives and all of our stories, is it's not like there's an ending point, right? Like it always keeps evolving. Like no matter where you are today, like 2 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, whoa, like that's crazy what's happened in the last couple of years.
So talk to us about Bright Pink. What do you do on a daily basis?
Yeah, so we are... Our whole focus is, I like to say, active education. So it's not just passing out flyers or, you know, saying the same thing over and over. It's having a conversation with women and giving them the tools and those little nuggets of things that they can do in their day-to-day life to be proactive with their health, to play offense. We host educational workshops. So we call them Brighten Up Educational Workshops.
Brighten Up Workshops.
Brighten Up Workshops. So they're 20-minute workshops. We go into companies, places of worship, sororities. We just started an incredible national partnership with Zeta Tau Alpha. So we're going to be educating over 100.
Who?
Zeta Tau Alpha. It's one of the largest sororities in the country. So we're going to be educating 150,000 collegiates, members in the next 2 years through these workshops. So we train ambassadors, lay women, to actually go in and deliver, imagine like 20 minutes, everything you need to know, nothing you don't, about being proactive with your breast and ovarian health. We also have a digital component. So assessyourrisk.org is the digital articulation, because we're trying to reach 52 million women in the US between the ages of 18 and 45 that have the power to be proactive. And so it's this idea that you can reach them in person where they live, work, play, but you also need to be reaching them online, which is where she's at.
So assessyourrisk.org.
You got it.
So somebody goes there, and what happens? It's like a series of questions that determines their level of risk, or?
Yeah, so it basically is 15 or so questions, but it's not just type in the answer. It's actually really fun. So it's going to ask you how many drinks do you have a week, and you're going to actually have to drag the wine glass over to show, or what your weight is, and you're going to move the scale along. So it's very interactive, but along the way, it's actually giving you the explanation for why. Okay. So it's combining all of these different aspects. When it asks you questions about family history, if you don't know the answer, there's a button that says help me ask, and it'll pre-populate an email, and all you have to do is type in to get that answer from a family member. And at the end of this,
that's brilliant.
It's really awesome. You can download a PDF to bring to your doctor. You can actually email the results to your doctor and say, hey, I just took this quiz and I want to strike up a conversation with you about what more I can do to be proactive with my health. So we're hoping to have 70,000 women complete this in 2015. In 2013 and 2014 combined, so in 2 years, we had 60,000 complete it. We're looking for 70,000 new women and some men to complete it as well. It's funny, the first question is, do you have breasts and or ovaries? And if someone says no, if it's a man that's answering, it's like, awesome, then please forward this to a woman that you love that does have those. Mm. So it's very, very interactive, it's cheeky, it's playful, but it's actually this beautiful ability to combine not only risk information, but also educate you along the way. And then at the end, it'll tell you, based on your responses, you're actually either at average risk. So even being at average risk, though, every single woman out there has at least a 1 in 8 lifetime risk of breast cancer, meaning you think of your 7 closest girlfriends and you, statistically, at least one of you will develop cancer in your lifetime.